to a new video. As ever, before we get started, hit that subscribe button and let's roll the intro. Zoom. So, new video, new week, new month, new year, in fact. So, December, yes. The Festive 500, yeah, we didn't get it. We did not even come close. So, we rode again on the 29th. We did about 41k. 30th, we took a rest day because, to be honest, we were just knackered. And on the 31st, we then did the media fondo. So every year on Zwift, round about December, January time, there are the fondos. This year there are more fondos than there have been in the past. It's the first weekend of every month. So December, January, February, and I think March as well. So we did the media fondo, which was 79 kilometers. So we ended up 12 hours on the bike for the entire month of December. We didn't tick off our Festive 500. We didn't tick off the riding every day in the last week of the month. However, we added 7 hours worth of riding in that final week, when for the prior weeks of the month we only did 5 hours in total. So pretty happy with that. Moving into January we go. We've got 2 races that we're going to do this week. Races, why? Well, why not? Do you know what? It's cold, it's wet, it's miserable, and sometimes I just cannot be bothered doing Zone 2 on the trainer. I'd much rather go and do it outdoors, but the winter bike isn't ready. I'm not prepared to take the good race bike with the carbon wheels out. I do have some aluminium wheels which I could put on, but I need to get them. They need a little bit of maintenance. They're not ready to ride on because they've come off the old race bike. And of course I also need to then change over the brake pads because I've currently got carbon pads on rather than pads for aluminium rims. Anyway, that's all just excuses really, but let's get riding. And yeah, as I say, racing's a bit, it's not easier to do on Zwift, but it's from a logistical standpoint, it's far easier just to jump into Zwift, do a half an hour race, 20-minute race, whatever, than it is to sit on the trainer for 2 hours doing Zone 2, which is what I should be doing because we've lost so much fitness. Anyway, we're going to do what we're going to do. We're going to do the race. We're going to do Evo CC races. Now, their races are all over the calendar. They're not hard to find. Some of them are short, some of them are long. This is going to be, it's not the super sprint series, so it's the race series, which is kind of in between some of their longer stuff and the really super short stuff. Main reason we're racing on it is because it's on Bridges and Boardwalk. Now, that's one of the new courses with the Makuri Island expansion. So we're looking forward to race on that. We've not raced on that circuit before. It's relatively short. It has one sort of significant climb, if you like, in the middle. So we're going to race that. And then we're also going to do the Z Racing series. Now, we haven't jumped into any of the Z Racing series for ages. Now, just to remind you, I need to get rid of this beard as well. Just to remind you, Z Racing is the Zwift-owned concept which runs every month. It's not necessarily the calendar month, but it runs to the first Monday of the month. So whenever that might be, that might end up being that the next Monday is like the 6th of the month or whatever. It might end up on the 1st, the 2nd, whatever. But it's the calendar months, and there's a new theme every single month. For January, because it's like January and people are getting back into fitness and new people coming onto the platform as well, it's a fairly straightforward flat is fast. So flat courses, there's 5 weeks to do, so four stages. Then on the 5th week it's the double stage, so it's 2 back-to-back short stages. Stage 1 we're going to do this week, and it's as I say, flat is fast, and it's on TikTok. Never actually raced on TikTok before. Obviously, if you've watched the channel, if you watched the live streams, I've spent a lot of time on TikTok doing a lot of Zone 2 stuff. I've never actually raced on it. So today's the day we're going to do that. So without further ado, let's get Zwift loaded up, and let's get on with the racing.
Turn off the house, give me that sauce. Turn off the house, give me that sauce.
That was really hard. So, yeah, bridges and boardwalks. It's a great course. It's a great course. But right now, with my current fitness, it's not a great course. It's so hard. So you've got that significant climb, and it's like it just drags on and on and on as you circle up, and I just don't have it. I did what, 15 minutes, 14 minutes or so, and then I got dropped, and I was just gassed, absolutely gassed. In fact, let's just for a bit of fun have a look and see what Xert thought of that ride. 92 XSS for a 45-minute duration ride, 27 kilometers or so covered. Now, It's saying that I didn't really bring my MPA down significantly at all. The bottom line is, you come into whatever month it is, right? So for me it's January, and we have lost so much fitness. Now that's a detractor. That's, you know, number one. But then the second thing is, we haven't done any of what you would normally class as your base mileage, which is your long, slow distance, zone 2, just pounding out the miles. We haven't done that because we haven't been on the bike. We need to do that, but at the same time we also want to get on with doing some racing, because racing is more fun than just grinding it out. But if we don't grind it, we're not going to build up the base, and therefore when we come to race, we're just going to go, which is what we have done. Yeah, it's, I mean, we've classed it as 3.5 star rating. Really difficult. We are, however, on Xert only just into the 2nd star. That's how much we've lost. We are just so far behind. Yeah. Anyway, there's not much more to say about that other than British Boardwalk, great course. However, we're not fit enough for it. So let's crack on and let's get in and have a look at race number 2. Exhaust back on. Let's get ready to go. Pretty much straight after the tunnel, you've got that bridge. And again, it's not like, I know I had the HUD from Zwift turned off, but I think at most it's like 3%. It's nothing. But because it's come straight after the tunnel and you're edging towards the last couple of K, speeds are high, you've got to push. You want to stay in it, and then of course it's sustained. It's a couple of minutes worth of climbing. But yeah, and then back into the flat, but then it's not flat because you've got the little rise that you first get coming out of the gates, and then it flattens again. So yeah, pretty happy with that. Hard workout. It's the endurance that we're missing. It's the conditioning, and that's what we need to be doing with our long, slow rides. So, just to be clear, This is not back-to-back racing. We took a day off in between the Evo CC and the Flattest Fast. Flattest Fast, wow, what a difference! First of all, it is definitely a much easier race. We're only doing 1 lap, it's much shorter, and it's also flatter, much flatter. Xert, difficulty rating, 2.5 stars. Big difference between the race 2 days ago and today's race. Yeah, you could see that in the video. Far more comfortable. I mean, I'm not comfortable because I'm not fit enough to race yet, but you know, that race I could do. I was more comfortable. I was managed to be in the pack for the entire duration until the end when they came to sprint. I've just not got it. There's no top end whatsoever. There's no base, there's no top end, there's no middle. I'm just, I really need to work at it. However, it's much more fun. I'm much more happier with that result. I mean, I'm not going for the result. I just want to like enjoy it, and I enjoyed that race. Carla from Ionian, the team manager, was there. It was good to have a little bit of banter. Also Steve, who used to be part of WTRL. It's always nice to have someone to chat to when you're racing. That's one of the reasons that I live stream as well. It's always great when someone pops in the chat, even just to say, you suck. Which quite a few of my friends do, but get on with it. Yeah, much happier with that. We are firmly in the red on Xert. Now, the star rating works as such. Let me just get it on screen. So, first of all, you've got a brown, which means you're detraining. You've got green, which is very fresh. We don't have that very often. You've got blue, which is fresh. Orange means you're tired, and red means you're very tired. Now, the difference between tired and very tired, tired means you've expelled a lot of high-end, high-intensity energy. So that system, your top-end system, is depleted, and you should refrain from doing high-intensity efforts. So keep to sort of your easier zone 2 efforts. Tired, so red stars, means all of your systems are depleted. So you've got no top end and you've got no bottom end, and therefore you really should have a rest. I'm not very good at resting, so the fact that we're red, yeah, we're going to have to do something to try and get ourselves out of the red. But at the same time, it's January and we are so far behind. I mean, our training peaks, January, we are, where are we? That's December. Let's scroll up a little bit. There we go. We're currently on a CTL of 30. 30. That's like ridiculously low. We need that to be up into the 60s, if not more. I mean, I think, to be honest, yeah. I think we're going to struggle to get up to 60 this year, which is not quite where we want to be, but let's crack on. Let's you know, the focus at the moment is get back on the bike, try and do something about getting the healthy eating back on track, and but yeah, the main thing is just enjoy being on the bike. We haven't been on the bike at all practically for all of December. October, November wasn't great either, so we need to get into the habit of being on the bike and enjoying that time of being on the bike. And the more we enjoy it, the more we're likely to do it, and the more training we can get in. You know, it's very easy to sit, and you know, I sit here and I look at the screen and I go, right, do you know what, I'm going to do 10 hours a week, I'm going to do 8 hours a week, I'm going to do this session and that. It doesn't happen, because life, work, kids, family, whatever, clearly not getting a haircut, everything gets in the way unless you're into that routine, into that, you know, I'm doing training at this time, I'm doing training at that time, and unless you're into that groove, then it doesn't happen. Or at least for me, it doesn't happen. So that's the main focus is find the groove, find the mojo, get back on it. But this week, I'd say I'm pretty happy. I've done 2 races. One of them was hell, but it was good to get back in and do something hard. One was much easier, but certainly a lot more enjoyable. And then we've got some more rolling sort of endurance-y type work to come at the end of the week, and then we'll reset and we'll have a look at next week. So anyway, that will be that for today's video. As ever, I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, drop me a thumbs up, because you know I appreciate that support. So hit the like button, smash it, tickle it. Subscribe to the channel. It's here or here. YouTube tells me that so many people watch the videos but don't subscribe. So think about subscribing, please. It does really help me out. And of course, if you are subscribing, make sure you turn on the notification bell so you know when videos are live. If you've been around here for a while, you'll know that I have been absent from uploading videos for quite some time. But I'm on it. I'm absolutely on it. I'm going to try and get back into the habit of every single Wednesday uploading a brand new video. And then as we build more fitness, we'll start live streaming again on Tuesdays and possibly also Fridays. That's the 2 days that we're kind of planning that we're going to race. But yeah, so that's it for today. With that being said, look out for each other and yourself. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Right on. Zoom.